What's going on, everybody? It's your boy LightningSnow back today with another video. Hope y'all are doing pretty well. As you can see, we're continuing on the voting poll that I did a couple weeks ago about which other videos y'all wanted me to do, and the second most popular one on that video was what if Kakashi did not have the Sharingan. So that's what we're talking about today. So to get semantics out of the way of the whole timeline thing, we're gonna say that Obito just didn't give Kakashi his eye, like maybe he was killed in a different situation or the same situation, but he was just never able to give Kakashi his other eye. And that being said, we're also going to give Kakashi both of his eyes. He didn't lose the other one in the fight with the Rock Ninja. Again, just to kind of get semantics out of the way and to give Kakashi as much an advantage as possible in future battles. Okay, so let's go on and get started. Now, real quick before we get started, if you guys would be so kind to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and click the bell to get notifications for more future videos in the future, obviously. Let's go ahead and get started with the video. So the first thing we need to discuss is how exactly Kakashi's skill would be without Sharingan, which it's fair enough to say that it's significantly, obviously detrimental to Kakashi's skill set. For example, without the Sharingan, he would not be able to use the Raikiri or Lightning Blade or Chidori as it was first introduced. And obviously because Minato said that without something like the Sharingan, he would not be able to ascertain an opponent's counterattack to be able to, invade it. And that would leave Kakashi open to get, a wound or even killed. Also, another thing that people want to bring out whenever talking about Kakashi without the Sharingan is that he would probably not gain all the 1,000 jutsu that he had copied over the years, which is also fair to say. Now, that being said, I don't particularly think that matters too much because, look, if we're going to be honest, even though Kakashi is said and known to have 1,000 jutsu in his arsenal, which is true, we only ever see like 10, maybe 12 at the most, but throughout the entirety of the series. So I don't really think the 1,000 jutsu discrepancy is going to be too much of an issue as far as him not having the Sharingan and how it affects his skill level. So I think we might be able to just gloss over that. Now, the only other jutsu that would be a very big detriment to lose is obviously Kamui, aside from the Raikiri, that is. And so to lose that, it would be a really big blow to Kakashi, especially when we're talking about mid-Shippuden to War Arc Kakashi. Because a lot of the close calls that were in Shippuden in Kakashi's situations were solved by Kamui. So to lose that would be a huge hassle. But the flip side to not having the Sharingan, as most of you would already know, is the subject of Kakashi's Chakra reserve. So even though, as I've stated, he'd lose two signature jutsus, that being again Lightning Blade and the Kamui, he would also learn and develop his jutsus that he had learned already a lot easier and probably even a lot more stronger. Now, how quickly he would learn them is up to debate. Again, he probably would not have learned the 1,000 jutsu as quickly as he did. But that being said, I don't think it's too outlandish for Kakashi to learn a good 50 to 100, maybe even more so, jutsu in the same time span. And honestly, those jutsu might just work as well as the 1,000 that we honestly, or the 990 that we didn't see in the rest of the series. His performance in battle might also improve. I think it's fair to say because let's just take the example, the first fight between Kakashi and Zabuza. Like, Kakashi would not have peeled over after the fight was done because after that fight, he'd only had his Sharingan exposed for maybe 15, maybe 20 minutes at the most, and that was enough to leave him bedridden for a week. This Kakashi would not have near the stamina problems that early Kakashi had, or even early Shippuden Kakashi had with Kamui. Many people have also debated on whether or not Kakashi will be able to learn the Rasengan without the Sharingan, because Kakashi does comment on it in the Rasen Shuriken training that he can still copy the Rasengan. But as many of you also know, is that the way he developed the Chidori was he tried to add lightning style to the Rasengan. So it's really up in the air on whether or not Kakashi can learn the Rasengan without Sharingan, but I'm going to say that he can. It would just take either the same amount of time that Naruto did, if not just, a couple pegs faster, because Kakashi is a genius. So I would assume they could still learn the Rasengan even without the Sharingan. Now, something y'all have been waiting for me to get to, I'm sure, is Kakashi's development of Purple Lightning, which, and in my opinion, I think he'd be able to develop this jutsu a lot quicker than he did the Lightning Blade in the original series. That being said, I do think it'll take a good bit to learn, but honestly, I think he would have this jutsu down pat in no time at all without his chakra reserves being depleted. Because Kakashi might actually be able to develop more variances of the Purple Lightning a lot faster than he did the Lightning Blade in Shippuden. Because most of you also know, OG Naruto, Part 1 Naruto, Kakashi could only do the single Lightning Blade. But when it came around to Shippuden, specifically like mid-Shippuden, he didn't start developing like variances of the Lightning Blade until like the Pain arc with the Lightning Fang, and then later on the Lightning Style Shadow Clone, and then the Lightning Blade Kunai Knife later in the war arc. So in my opinion, he might be able to develop either the same variances or different variances of the Purple Lightning a lot sooner, and they'd be a whole lot stronger than the Lightning Blade, because as most of you also know, I'm pretty sure that you also know that the Purple Lightning is way stronger than the Lightning Blade originally. Now, some of you may be thinking that that's not really true, but just to give a good point of reference, during the Boruto era Chunin exams, when Boruto was fighting Shiki, he was clashing his regular lightning style with Shiki's Iron Sand, and it really wasn't doing anything, but the second that Boruto used a scientific ninja tool bootleg version of Purple Lightning, it literally destroyed it within seconds. So if that's not any indication of how much stronger Purple Lightning is to regular lightning ninjutsu, then I don't know what is. Now, I get it, like regular lightning ninjutsu isn't the same as the Lightning Blade, but I don't think it's too far in between. And the way I always interpreted Purple Lightning is that it substitutes speed for strength, as is the case with Sasuke Chidori in the Chunin exams. Sasuke had to obtain a certain amount of speed for the Chidori to be at its most effective, as far as like velocity and impact. But in this case, I don't think that's true, because Purple Lightning, I think it's however much chakra you put into each attack is how much damage it's going to do. So with this, Kakashi not having the Sharingan draining his chakra, I fully believe he's going to have a lot more room to work with the Purple Lightning. And as I said earlier, he might be able to learn the different variances of Purple Lightning a lot quicker than he did like when he became Hokage. If y'all don't know, the different variances are the one that surrounds his hand that looks similar to the Lightning Blade, where he can just chop through things. He can use it as a long-range projectile similar to the Lightning Fang he used against Pain. And he can also use it as a defense mechanism that looks like Chidori's stream, like how Sasuke uses it from his own body, as a defense move. So, and again, it's all about how much chakra Kakashi puts into it as to how much damage it's going to do. And so, in all honesty, I think this Kakashi might be a lot better off with Purple Lightning than he would be with Lightning Blade or Kamui. I know it's kind of a bit of a stretch with Kamui, because Kamui is almost a guaranteed one-shot. But in all honesty, this jutsu might be a one-shot in itself, because in one of the novels, when Kakashi used the Purple Lightning, it's said to, like the way the book describes the attack, it's almost similar to Sasuke's Kirin, which we all know is also a one-shot. So, in all honesty, I think this jutsu might just be, like, put Kakashi above how he was in Mid-Shippuden a lot quicker. Like, he might be Kage level by the end of Part 1 Naruto. Now, some of you may be thinking that's giving Kakashi a little bit too much credit, but you have to understand, I mean, Kakashi was already a Jonin by the age of 12 anyway, and not only that, he was able to both create and master an A-range jutsu, I mean, with almost no time at all, and on top of that, he was able to master another A-range jutsu, the Sharingan, and apparently he did his best to enhance with lightning style. So to be able to do all that at just 12 years old is definitely impressive. And that was before he got the Sharingan. So in my opinion, I think he developed a whole lot earlier without the Sharingan. And yes, he'd lose certain, very helpful aspects like being able to copy, visual perception and Kamui. But in all honesty, in my own opinion, I think he'd be able to reach the level of maybe, I'd say, like early, like young Jiraiya by the time, Part 1 of Naruto ends. And again, if y'all think that's giving like Kakashi too much credit, take this into account. Sakura Hatake was said to be stronger than all 3 Sannin, maybe even all at the same time, by the time he was like around maybe his mid-40s, maybe early 50s. So, I mean, in all honesty, I don't see a reason why Kakashi can't do the same, because Kakashi as Hokage had surpassed his dad by far. I know it's kind of like eerie to say that because we don't know exactly what Sakura was really capable of, but just on the feats alone and the statements we have from the novels of Kakashi as Hokage, it is definitely fair to assume that he'd be able to beat all 3 Sannin, maybe even at the same time. So I think it's fair to assume that Kakashi already surpassed his dad, and I think he already did that by the time of the war arc anyway, even without Kamui, because of his chakra reserves being, improved so much anyway. And again, I guess a lot of people have made the argument of like not every son like surpasses his dad. For example, Asuma never surpassed Hiruzen, which that's fair. Like I can't argue with you there. But just about every other son in Naruto surpasses their dad. Specifically in Team 7, like Sasuke surpassed his dad, Naruto surpassed his dad, Sakura, I mean, it is what it is. But so I don't think it's too outlandish to believe that Kakashi can surpass Sakura also. And so, in my own opinion, I think he developed a whole lot earlier. I think he'd be Kage level probably by the end of Part 1. So I'm going to end the video here because I don't want this video to be super long. But if y'all want me to do a continuation of how I think the rest of the series would go down without Kakashi having the Sharingan, I'll be more than happy to do that. I just wanted, if that was the case, I wanted this video to be a baseline as, you know, for the series going in forward, if y'all want me to do that. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And again, if y'all want me to do a continuation of a series or start a series like this, again, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to do it for you guys. So before I leave, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and click the bell for more notifications in the future. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. And until then, LightningSnow out.